Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Faith and Tea family. Pastor Sean Brock here, sitting in the big chair, as he would call it, for Bishop Gregory Twilley. And we are blessed to be here on a Wisdom Wednesday. Brother G should be joining us shortly, but we thank God for each and every one of you that join each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Faith and Tea. And on behalf of Bishop Twilley, we are excited about today because this is the day that the Lord had made, and we choose to rejoice and to be glad in it. Bishop is on travel uh, in St. Louis, Missouri, for the Joint College of Bishops. He arrived safely, and I'm sure he appreciates everyone's prayers and everyone that has continued to follow and maintain connection with Bishop Twilley. Let's do some shout outs real quick, as Bishop would do. He would say some howdy do's. So, always grateful to God for the Dean of the Faith and Tea family, none other than Mother Margaret Feaster. God bless you. Thank you for joining this morning. I think she was first on, Executive Pastor Rosemary Townsend. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Pastor Fred from Phenomenal Ministry Outreach in Kenya. God bless you. Thank you for joining us as always. Pastor Anna Lyons is on. God bless you. Dr. Richard Clark. God bless you. God bless you. And for those of you that are on, you can see Bishop is on as well, joining us as he is preparing for his first sessions this morning in St. Louis. Like I said, Brother G, we expect him to join us very shortly. And uh, G and Bishop had a good conversation going on last week, dealing with uh, what G described or talked about as success versus achievement. And he laid out some pointers and some facts, and he used some great examples. It was a very good discussion. So good that Bishop wanted to continue it this week. Not sure if that's where Brother G will go with his nuggets, as Bishop calls them, today. But certainly, it was a wonderful conversation that they had last week, dealing with success and achievement. And I think Brother G's position was that, particularly in the African American community, we sometimes overuse the word success. Uh, and I think the thing that I took away from the conversation is, whenever we're talking about things that are in the public space, we really have to be careful that whenever we engage in such conversations, that we are clear about how we approach a particular term. So we call it working definitions. Um, and so I think Brother G's point about success was that success is something he felt that was given, or I believe he used a quote, that success is not something that's earned, it's given, but achievements are goals that we can set. And achievements are something that are more um, or less, you can find out if somebody reached that goal, because achievements are based upon goals that are achieved. I think one thing that I would insert into the conversation is that success may be more subjective, in that uh, success for one may not be success for another. Um, what uh, what somebody may deem successful may be just getting up and making it through the day, because they realize that, uh, for example, my wife, who has suffered a health condition um, that she's recovering from, success for her may look very different today than it did even for her own self prior to her health incident in December. Um, Success for someone of Brother Javarius's generation may look very different for success for somebody, say, in Bishop Twilley's generation. And so, success, I think, can be kind of subjective. Success can be something that either you agree with or you don't agree with, but achievements are usually um, some uh, some agreed upon goals, some agreed upon goals that are out there that may have somebody that's outside of the situation able to look at, did you achieve or did you accomplish those goals? I think when we start talking about believers, we start to realize that our success is really dependent upon how much God is active in our life, how much God is active in our life. For example, uh, the Bible says uh, that what doth it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Success, success in the spiritual sense, you can have a lot of things and still not be spiritually successful. You can, in fact, you can achieve some goals that you set out for your life. But if you're not walking in alignment with the plan of God for your life, I think it would be hard for you to really prove that you are spiritually successful. Uh, Take, for example, a local church, a local assembly. There he is, Brother Javaris. I think you could take a local assembly, you would be hard pressed to find that assembly where they are, um, I guess one would say, they're doing well, yes, but are they doing uh, things in alignment with the will of God? A pastor can be choosing his own thing. But we must realize that if we are not doing things God's way, are we really successful? Have we really found our place in what God has selected for us or allowed for us to accomplish? And if that's the case, then what we must realize is that you can have some things, but you're not really successful if you're not following God's plan in a spiritual sense. But Brother G is on. I'm gonna bring him on in. Good morning, my good brother.
What's going on?
How you feeling this morning?
Bless. I'm here, so
Yeah, yeah. I just tried to pick up a little bit on your conversation from last week, but I don't know if that's where you want to go today. Uh, I'm sitting in the big chair, as your dad likes to call it, so I'm a fall back and let you do what you do each and every Wednesday. They didn't show up to hear me; they show up to hear you. So, uh, good morning. Go forth, brother G.
nah, yeah, we were still talking about last week. He wanted to just keep talking about last week, just to keep expanding, I guess. But yeah, I mean, just last week we were just talking about what is actually success. Are we being successful, or are we just achieving? Are we completing achievements, or I guess I say obtaining achievements in a sense. Um, what does the biblical say about what is success?
Yeah,
Um, and just all of that around. It was all coming from Anthony Mackie, the Marvels, the Black
actor.
Marvels
Mm-hmm.
dude. That he's an actor. He's been in multiple movies, but that's the only one that come to my head. And um he was just referencing how as he's gotten older, and he was a black kid, grew up around white kids, had both mom and dad in the house. um what you would call a good upbringing, and he just talked about how when he was growing up that he that that it was a saying of if you just did what you were supposed to in school, that it automatically I guess gaslighted you into
Hmm.
an successful adulthood. And what he was kind of referencing, and we only get but so much time to like try to break nit bits down and all of that, but what he was kind of just referencing is um those individuals, say you have this individual who literally just says, I'm only focused on that goal alone because I want an successful adulthood. And then they get to the 21 years old and they don't have actually the necessary life skills, maybe the necessarily spiritual nuances of what they should know, what to do, not to do, be where, who and how. um and it kind of just turns out to be like a slap in the face, we do see a lot of the most successful people aren't the smartest people in the room. A lot of the richest people aren't the most smartest people in the room.
Yeah,
So I kind of just took it from them and kind of said that this is a topic that we can kind of talk about, because for some people they just believe them, but I do think it's fact in it. I do think it's fact to it. And when we start to look at it, we start to learn that it's more than just about what you know and who you know. The more and more we get older, we see that relationships go way further than what an educational realm could have taught you.
hmm,
And it seems asinine in the in the back, but when we just take, like me and Dak say, you said too, but when we just take stuff for face value, then we got to see what was in front of us. I mean, we could say what we like or what we want something to be, but what is the facts? I mean, so certain facts we do know is, over, 25% of owners currently in the NBA and NFL are passed down either from, a father, a grandfather,
somebody in the
anybody,
family. Hmm.
somebody in the family, or a friend,
Hmm.
which we still consider a relationship. So when we look at it like that, it's like, yeah, 25% isn't, a lot, but it's it's not a small number.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's not a small number. So like I said, we just kind of took it and ran with it because it's definitely some validity to in it, and it just sparks the conversation of let's let's converse about it, if to see if we really think that this is, of course, has any juice to it, is any lemon to it.
Let me ask you this.
And
So, would you agree that success is very subjective? Like, what success is for
yeah,
one may not be
yeah,
considered
yeah.
success for another. And
Oh
and
yeah,
I
oh
think
yeah.
I.
Cause we not to cut you off, but we did bring in the word content. What are you
Hmm.
content with?
Right,
So yeah,
right.
but go ahead. Yeah, I
So
do.
so so if success is subjective, and I think we agree with that, then I think one of the reasons why what you were bringing up as far as why somebody saying if you do X, Y, and Z, it's going to automatically equal success may not be a true statement, is because success is so subjective that uh, how I got to success may not be what you can do to get to success. And so it's really hard to give uh, an outline for somebody or a game plan for somebody to be successful, right? We could use a sports analogy, right? Coach can write up the game plan. They can say we want to do X, Y, and Z, but there are so many variables that go into play with how maybe one is able to follow that plan. There may be some other variables involved in. Yeah, coach drew this up, but could you execute the plan? So you might have a good game plan, but a game plan alone doesn't equal success. And I think that's kind of the thing you and maybe even Mackie were kind of bringing out is that, yeah, I can go to school, I can get a degree, I can do this. Even from my generation, G, not having, I mean, having, I got plenty of people in my generation who were able to go to college, get a degree, but then get out of college and don't automatically go into the workforce because their degree alone didn't equal getting a job and paying you X
Hmm.
amount of money. You still had some other things
Hmm.
you had to achieve in order to become whatever that person deems successful. So I think having somebody else tell you this is how you become successful is really not the path for success because you, that individual, can still be successful
I
without
agree.
that person's game plan. That general path to success may not be from, oh, I went to school, I got a degree, I worked in this field. You might There are a lot of people who go to school and decide, you know what, I don't want to be this anymore, I don't want this major
Yes.
anymore, and they change up. Does that make them unsuccessful because they changed their major and went into another field and end up getting a job that they didn't initially intend when they first went away to school? I don't know that
I
that's,
don't think so.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
And, and,
so
and so it
go ahead.
kind of goes back to like how we were kind of finishing up off, and it kind of like, so what do you suggest? Are you suggesting like we do away with the word success and kind of more so say I achieved, I obtained, like,
Mhm.
because like you say, if we're all gonna base, if success is if success is, if what you deem success is not what I deem success, then I guess we now should what? So just focus on, I guess. So basically the question is, what is the happiness come from? Is the happiness coming from the thought of success, or is the happiness coming from actually accomplishing something?
Now that's a real deep question, Gene. I don't know. We got enough time to finish
Yeah, now
that
we
one.
don't have enough time, and you know what? To be so sorry with you, because I'm at work so early. That's really what I was supposed to open with. So maybe we can just open with that next
Yeah.
week and just go full fledged with that. It's just, y'all know me. I just be talking, so it's like it
No,
ain't
no,
like
but
I'm.
that's a really good thing because
Yeah,
happiness. s- See, here's the thing: happiness and what somebody feels good about may actually not be connected to success or achievement,
exactly.
right?
Yep.
I could feel happy uh, that I woke up today and God woke me up. So I didn't achieve that. I didn't have any skin in the game, as your dad would say, to
Right.
achieving that. Uh, Waking up, is that really successful? I mean, that's a gift from God, but is that
Yeah.
really success?
Right.
What I do with the day, somebody might determine that I had a good day, I was successful in accomplishing some goals or whatever, but man, I'm happy I woke up today. And happiness may not be
Yeah.
connected, I feel, to success or to achievement. I think, what to answer your question though, do we do away with the word success? I would say no. I would say no. Don't do away with the word success. I think we should be more vocal about what success is. Success is not
Hmm.
scripted, right?
Right.
Success is
Right,
not.
right,
I
right.
don't think you can script out. Football. You're a football player. Uh, Coaches would script their first 15 whatever plays, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but success for that game really happens after those first that script. We finish
Hmm.
with that because then we
Hmm.
really find out
Hmm.
how did the defense
Yeah,
really
yeah. We've
respond.
seen
What
we've
was
seen multitude of times of people they first 15. It's like, oh my god, and then like you say, they can't make the necessary adjustments
right?
that are need to be made to finish the game plan that was given to them.
That's the point, right? How you finish is more important than how you start. Starting's important, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, because you don't show up, you can't win. So starting is important, but how you
Right.
finish matters. And having a good
Like you and
first
Dad
quarter,
said, Ben, you got to be in the room.
got it right. Having a good first quarter don't mean you're gonna win. You got to finish that thing
Right.
out. How many teams have we watched, right, show up in the first quarter and it's like, oh man, they okay, you still got to finish the game, right? You got to finish.
Yeah.
The NC2As are getting ready to start, and I watch college, both men and women, and on the women's side, uh, uh, there was a championship game for the women between UCLA and USC. Now USC
And USC was dominating
they beat them two times already, and
this
then
year. Yeah, that
UCLA
dominated
wins
them in
the.
the game.
Yep, they win that conference championship because USC was overconfident. They didn't finish the way they started, and I think that is a key point for success: is that you maintain your goals throughout. That you, even with opposition, you said a good word. You make the adjustments to your opposition so that you can finish strong. I think that's a key component to success, whether it's in life, whether it's in sports, um, whether it's in home and family, whatever. Um, Being able to make adjustments so that you finish strong is, I think, what we could probably agree is a key component to success. Yeah. I think we lost G. Let me see. I think we lost Brother G. But yeah, I think if we're able to pick that up, and I see you, Bishop, in the comments, so you're gonna bring us back next week to finish the conversation. But absolutely, it is something that we definitely can um, work towards. I think what we don't have to do away with the word success. I think we just have to properly define it so that um, whatever success in and of itself, I believe, is a goal or an achievement that you can reach. And so we have to define it, just like you define your goals. Just like you define what you are trying to achieve, you set the goals that you can reach for, um, but we definitely are trying. I think we shouldn't do away with it because success is something that we can mark as an achievement, and I think we all in our life, whatever field of work, whatever career choice, even spiritually, I think we should consider that success is something that we should reach for. Here's some Bible for you. Uh, Bible says, Paul says, "I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling which is in Christ Jesus." And I think that's not only a goal, but if we attain that crown, then we've reached success. But it takes some adjustment on our part. We can't get to heaven on our own. We need the Spirit of God. We need the power of God to help us navigate the obstacles and the challenges, even the enemy that would oppose us. And so, pressing for the mark requires something above and beyond ourselves. And that's why I think even the Bible says, "It is greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world." And so, to have spiritual success, I think one component we all could agree upon is that you have to have the power of God, the Spirit of God in you to obtain spiritual success. And there may be goals along our path that we try to reach for, that we try to achieve, that makes achieving those goals, I guess, part of the pathway to spiritual success. But all in all, success is having God in our life, achieving those spiritual goals of walking victoriously, overcoming the enemy, being more than a conqueror, uh, 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 killing or dying daily to our own carnality and flesh. Those are achievements along the path to spiritual success. But spiritual success can never be obtained without God and the power of God, because it's the power of God and the Spirit of God that helps us to make the necessary adjustments in our life. We may wake up, as Lady Patrice and I did in December, and deal with some unknown, some unforeseen circumstances. Well, how do you make the adjustment if you weren't able to plan for it? Well, you got the power of God to help you navigate this thing called life and still be able to reach your goals, still be able to become successful, whatever that is defined as. Um, but as long as we have Christ in our life, we have everything we need to reach goals and to become successful. And overall, I think that's a good point in our path towards success, is to remember that Christ being at the center of our life. So the Bible says in Proverbs that we should acknowledge him in all of our ways, and he would then direct our path. The game plan will work if we have Christ in our life, and he's the one that is designing the game plan for us. As you see, Brother G is at work and had to keep going, and we lost him, but he'll be back next week. And so will Bishop Twilley, Lord's willing, be back next week. Before we get out of here on this Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Faith and Tea family, I want to remind you that this Friday, Bishop has set this month to honor and celebrate women. It's Women History Month, and we've been having some phenomenal women to come and share on our Inspirational Friday. So this coming Friday, Faith the Tea family, join us again this coming Friday. Pastor Anna Lyons will be our special guest for Inspirational Friday as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month. You do not want to miss it. These Fridays have been phenomenal, to say the least. And so you don't want to miss it. Join us this Friday. To all of the Faith and Tea family, thank you for joining us here for Wisdom Wednesday one more time. And will you join us on Friday? Bishop, enjoy your time. He's getting ready to go to his sessions, and we're praying for you, Bishop. Thank you for always opening up the platform and having a place for us to get some wisdom from Brother G and be inspired through the guest speakers that come through. And always, you have Pastor Sean and Bishop Twilley on Mondays for our Overflow Monday. God bless you. Have a phenomenal day on purpose. Don't let anyone mess up and stop you from achieving your goals today. Make today a successful day. Achieve your goals. With Christ, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. Have a blessed day, a phenomenal day, and we'll see you on Friday for Inspirational Friday with Pastor Anna Lyons.